Everyone is speaking out about this as Giannis Antetokounmpo has come out and called out the NBA. We're going to break down exactly what he called them out for, what he said, and what this means going forward for the Bucks. We also have some updates surrounding the Bucks rookies. Some new reports have circulated revealing some very interesting details about them. Stay tuned for all that in this episode, folks. But before we get into it, first of all, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We are, it's Christmas Eve at the time of recording. If you're watching this on Christmas Day, of course, Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If not, Happy Holidays. Quick reminder, hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. If you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Bucks content. Your support has been unbelievable. We're excited to continue bringing you content all the way in 2025. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's dive into the video today. And it's a few different things here. And obviously we are a day before Christmas and everybody's speaking out about the fact that the Bucks didn't get a Christmas Day game. It is very interesting. And Giannis Antetokounmpo in particular has called out the NBA. And it's super interesting. See this here, playing Christmas Day is one of the best traditions in the NBA. Of course, perfect day to watch basketball. Only 10 teams get to play on Christmas Day, as the NBA schedules 5 games. In that case, they usually schedule the best and marquee matchups, but the Bucks will not participate in the tradition this season. They're not happy they won't be playing, and their superstar Giannis didn't mince any words. And basically what he had to say was, we don't get a Christmas game. Why? Because we got a small market. Maybe that's the case, or I want to believe what I tell you. I think there's an algorithm within the NBA. They chose which team will get the most attention, the most viewership on that day. He goes into saying, I'm a little bit upset or kind of questioning it, but I really believe that there's probably an algorithm that takes place within the NBA that shows them who is the most attractive team and which gets the most attention for them to be able to play in the Christmas game. However, he's happy, but he's also annoyed, but he's also happy because he gets to spend time with his family for the first time since 2017. Sit in his couch and be entertained and watch NBA basketball, be entertained by other players and not be the one doing the entertaining. So this is super interesting to me because obviously, does it have huge implications going forward for the Bucks? No, but it kind of goes to show that they really didn't, the NBA that is, didn't really think the Bucks were going to be as good as they were this year. Obviously, they made some acquisitions in the offseason surrounding Gary Trent Jr. and guys like that, but they really didn't expect them to be as good as they have been lately. And obviously the Bucks started off super cold this season. It was a pretty disappointing start to the year, 2-8. They've been, 15-4 in their last 15-5 in their last 20 games, 15-4 in the last 19 games. And Doc Rivers has really started to come around. And this team, as of right now, if you were to reschedule those 10 teams, I would be very hard pressed I'd be very surprised and hard pressed to find 20 other team or 10 other teams that are better suited to watch on Christmas Day than the Milwaukee Bucks. They've been playing great. They could have done a Milwaukee Bucks versus Celtics matchup. They could have done a Milwaukee Bucks versus anything matchup. And they ultimately decided against it because, at this point, I understand it. They're not super exciting to watch at times. And we're talking about Dame and Giannis here. They were obviously playing on Christmas the last season. They've been playing on Christmas now for almost a decade. So to see them finally get snubbed from the Christmas schedule, it obviously sucks as Bucks fans because we would have loved to see, the Christmas Day games during the afternoon, noon Eastern, all these different things. But you obviously have other games that tide you over. We can at least watch them not being worried about an outcome, rather just enjoying the actual game that is taking place, which albeit is super, is fine and good in its own right. But I don't know. Giannis calling out the NBA, it's a little bit funny because ultimately at the end of the day, Giannis, he has a right to be upset, but clearly the NBA has some sort of algorithm here. Now, whether that's an algorithm of the Bucks weren't going to give them the most views, we obviously know there's a lot of other teams playing in the NBA, as we know, obviously on Christmas Day, 10 other teams. And as you look at some of the other teams that are actually playing in the Christmas Day game, which again, it's not the biggest deal. This isn't going to be a huge breaking thing that we talk about for a while, but it is very interesting because it's not groundbreaking, but it's intriguing. You have the Lakers, you have the Lakers and Warriors, Spurs, Knicks, Celtics, Sixers, and the Sixers. I get the rivalry between the Sixers and the Celtics, but a Bucks and Celtics matchup I think would have been better. And then of course you have the Western Conference battle, the Timberwolves and Luka and the Mavericks. I would have preferred Bucks and Celtics, obviously tomorrow, or even you could have gone Bucks Knicks. You could have gone a lot of different ways with this. They ultimately decided to stick with not including, at least this year, Giannis and the Bucks into the mix. So let me know down below. Are you upset about this? Are you not upset? I don't think it's a huge deal. It doesn't have anything crazy as a result of it. But Giannis calling out the NBA, it's an interesting topic and something lighthearted to go over on Christmas Eve here, of course. But something else that's a bit more intriguing now is that a report and an article dropped surrounding the Milwaukee Bucks rookies and how they've been. They've given them their grades so far this season. You see this here. The Bucks rookies are having a hard time adjusting to the NBA. So Grant Hughes of Bleacher Report handed out report cards for every NBA team's rookie class over 2 months. Hughes graded the Bucks rookie class at a D. He said, we flunked the Milwaukee Bucks rookie class last time around, which had more to do with the franchise's decision-making rather than the players themselves. AJ Johnson, picked 23rd, was a surprise choice. A Bucks hamstrung by the second apron and in dire need of rotation help should have known it wouldn't get any from a 19-year-old fresh off averaging 2.8 games for the Hawks of the NBL. Johnson, he is putting up 13, 4, and 3 per game, but hitting just 41% of his shots from the field for the Herd, which isn't too shabby given his experience, but also doesn't suggest he's on the way to helping the big club. I mean, I get it. And we're not used to, we're not unfamiliar with Milwaukee Bucks, the media hating on the rookies and just hating on the Bucks in general. But a D is a little bit harsh. I actually think they nailed the AJ Johnson pick. I think it was a solid pick. He was picked 23rd. Yeah, I was seen as a little bit of a stretch at a time, but he's playing really well for the Herd. 13, 5, and 3. They downplay the fact that he's averaging 13, 5, and 3. He really showcased himself in Summer League. He outperformed a lot of other rookies and, sophomores and a lot of other guys like that in the Summer League. And now he's, putting up 13, 4, and 3. Is it anything crazy? No, but he's a 19-year-old fresh off of, he's in his first year in the pros. And you're giving, the Wisconsin Herd a very solid stat line, which, again, is not bad. Is he on his way to the big club this year? Absolutely not. Did they draft him thinking that he was going to be rotation ready? Maybe. But they clearly found other guys that have taken the leap. AJ Green, Andre Jackson Jr. Those are the two guys who have kind of been, stepping into it. He and the Bucks' other two rookies, Tyler Smith and Liam Robbins, have only combined for 67 NBA minutes. Even if that's nothing to do, Milwaukee, has sorted things out since the 1 month mark. Even if that has nothing to do with the rookies, better play at least makes it more defensible. They took a raw prospect in the first round. The team's 23rd pick has only played in 5 games. I mean, the 5 games he plays garbage minutes, doesn't really impact anything, obviously, and the stats are going to be skewed that way. The 20-year-old now has spent most of his time in the G League. So he is 20 years old now. Obviously, I was talking about he was 19 when he was drafted. 20 years old. He has tons of time to grow, and they've nailed a lot of their signings. At least we hope they can re-sign or continue, extend Ryan Rollins, get him into a full-time NBA contract. But I mean, Ryan Rollins, Andre Jackson Jr., AJ Green, all these guys have been phenomenal pickups for the Bucks, and I get they're not necessarily people they drafted. In this case, AJ Johnson is giving it a B. AJ Johnson, Ryan Rollins, and Tyler. I mean, Tyler Smith and Liam Robbins, they aren't going to do anything crazy. AJ Johnson, I have super high hopes for. There's a lot of rumors circulating about him potentially being used in a trade. And if they do end up using AJ Johnson in a trade, it'll be interesting to see what kind of asset they get back for him, because he was a first-round pick, but at the same time, he was very, he's been solid. He's been solid for the Wisconsin Herd. So let me know down below, do you think this grade is unfair? And do you think that they should have, given him a higher grade than that? Also, let us know down below. Are you upset personally that the Bucks aren't playing on Christmas time? I'm excited to just be able to watch the NBA games without having to worry about it. You obviously get to watch some great Western Conference matchups, some great Eastern Conference matchups, and of course, they'll still have implications on the Bucks standings in the East with the Knicks playing, and of course, the Sixers playing who are pretty bad, and the Celtics who are the second seed in the East. So let us know down below what your thoughts are on that. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying time with your family, everything like that. If you celebrate, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you later.